Hello, everybody. It's me, Lemoni, and happy Wednesday. I'm going to give you a little bit of something different today. I've had a lot of people asking me recently, how am I making money? And if any of you have been watching me on the channel, I've struggled to make gold. I won't lie. I haven't been doing Tradeskills. I've been doing other things. And so I myself haven't been the best person to tell you how to make money. That is until today. I want to tell you the easiest, most laid back, chill way to make 50K plus a week with minimal effort and simply just playing the game. It's going to revolve around using your trade skills, being smart, rolling gear, and doing everything you can, specifically pertaining to refining skills, to maximize your profit. So, before we get into it, I just want to say thank you all for your support. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for everything that you do. Again, I wouldn't be in this position if it weren't for every single one of you. So as always, if you want to follow us on Twitch, we stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, starting at somewhere between 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time, and we go for about 5 hours. If you want to follow our Twitter, our TikTok, go ahead, join our Discord, it's linked below. If you want to support me directly, hit up the Patreon, and if you're interested in joining our company, DM me in some way. I'll always respond to a DM, let me know. But getting into this video. So, gold making hasn't been my thing, but now I figured out a pretty solid system on how we can maximize profit, kind of lay back, chill, and throughout the week make at least 50,000 gold up to 150, 200,000 gold, dependent on if you are lucky. So what are we actually doing? If you're gonna look here, don't look at any of these, but in the last week or so, if I'm gonna move my camera here, I've been working on all of my refining skills. So you see I have Smelting 200, Leatherworking 200, Weaving 200, and the big one is having 150 Stonecutting. I don't really care about Woodworking, but that's another option that you do have, just to put that out there. So what I do is I'm crafting daily cooldowns. Now everybody knows daily cooldowns are a good thing, but a lot of players are not taking advantage of this simply because the markets are expensive. It's a lot of gold if you don't have a lot to actually level them up. So what can we do to level everything? It is honestly rather simple. Use your little bit of gold and snowball that into crafts and then resell everything to level it up. So what do I mean by that, right? For instance, when I'm leveling my smelting yesterday was at 100, right? Now, what I did was I had 15, 20K sitting there, and orichalcum is expensive, right? On my server, orichalcum ore, I mean, it's lower than it was earlier, but if I look up orichalcum ore, right now, we are currently at about 3 gold per, right? Ingots are 30, 35-ish a piece. So leveling up, smelting, trying to compete for ore is a pain. But what most people don't realize is if you were to just kind of spend your money, level it up, and then resell the orichalcum ingots, you're going to net maybe a 1 to 2, maybe 3K loss total, which will then just transition into future profit. So even though it might be a little daunting at first, use the gold you have, snowball it into crafts, and just sell what you make to level up. People, it's so easy, right? Think something like leatherworking or even weaving. The same thing applies. You just sell your infused silk, you sell your infused leather, you make it all back, and then you start making your daily cooldowns. So it's going to be a huge opportunity for some gold making. So what I did for all of you to understand how we're going to make profit is I did a quick analysis of my prime time market of what are all of the materials costing, what is the payout, what would we net per week, and how we can actually optimize it to get even more gold. All right, so let's just start off simple. The first thing we're going to do is leatherworking. So this is probably one of the cheapest ones to level up. We're going to be going for Runic leather here. You'll level it up to 200. You can then take 10 crafts and they can bonus proc, so you could get even more profit, and then you'll just sell them on the market. What you'll be netting from Runic leather, it should cost between the infused leather, the smolder hide, the scar hide, and then the tannin if you want to count it, it's going to cost you around 350, 360 gold to craft. Now, what is your sale price? We're going to have somewhere between 125 to 130 gold, so it should, on average get you about 1,300 gold, meaning we're going to net about 900 to 1,000 gold in profit, depending on prices at that time. So we'll just say 1,000 for the sake of rounding. What would that be per week? Well, if we multiply it times 7, that's a free 7,000 gold in your pocket. Again, rounding numbers, but this is just a free craft to do every week. You level it up, You then just sell back all the infused leather, and then every day you just buy your materials. All right, now the next one we're going to talk about is Phoenixweave. Again, this is probably the other most cheap one to level up really fast. We're just going to be using everything, crafting it into infused silk, getting to 200. You can sell back your infused silk and just make back that money that you spent for the most part. And then we start to craft Phoenixweave. Phoenixweave on our server on Eden typically is going to cost you about 380 to 400 gold per day to craft. And you should be able to sell them between 105, 110 gold. Again, prices fluctuate so much, so I'm giving you these little ranges, meaning you should maybe make 1100 or so gold, meaning we should make a solid about 700 gold-ish profit a day. And then we can snowball this into about a 4,900 gold profit a week, almost 5K. Again, I'm just going to give you ballpark numbers. I have the exact ones if anybody cares to see it on an Excel sheet, but it is so fluid every single day that I cannot be 100% specific. Either way, when we're looking at infused silk, it's going to be about a little bit more expensive than infused leather. Blister weave and scale cloth are about 4 gold a piece-ish, something like that. Wire weave is just negligible, and it's just free profit again, right? So we take that, and just between our Runic leather and our Phoenixweave, we're getting upwards of maybe 11, 12K, depending on bonus procs as well. And it's just, again, free money. You start snowballing that, snowball in a month. We're at 48,000 gold just between 2 different trade skills. And it's just that easy. Now, where the real money starts is with the next one. So we have the smelter, and at the smelter we have Asmodeum. Now, it's going to be more expensive to craft Asmodeum. You're going to end up spending somewhere around 1750, 1700-ish, like 1800 gold on orichalcum ingots. If you're buying everything, again, you can farm all this stuff up. And then 10 tolvium, 10 cinnabar, that's going to be about 170 to 200 gold. The flux is like $1 per. In total, your cost is somewhere around the range of 2K, 2100 gold, maybe upwards of 2200. And your sale price is right now on Eden about 360-ish gold. So what right now with the cost of price, we're going to be netting a 1500 gold profit per day, meaning on a 7-day week, we're going to be getting about 10,500 gold from that. So just between those three, we're going to be upwards of 20,000 gold a week already. Now, this is where things really start to get spicy. I don't just sell my Asmodeum straight up. I had a viewer, Anatoxin, bring this up to me, and this is a fantastic idea, and this is something you can start to do with your Phoenixweave and your Runic leather. But what we're going to actually do is we're going to buy 3 more Asmodeum a week if you don't get any bonus procs, which you shouldn't because you don't have any smelter gear. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take this over to the outfitter. We will buy about 3 more what's it called, Asmodeum, right? And we're gonna spend that 900 to 1,000 gold, and we're actually gonna get 13 Asmodeum, and we are going to roll a ring. So if you look at something like the pristine onyx ring, we buy this cut onyx, and then we get enough so that we can craft Asmodeum bands in a Asmodeum setting, and then we need 1 more Asmodeum to pump it in, and then we're just gonna give this a guardsman medallion to make it a con ring. What will happen is we then find somebody who can roll 595 to 600 rings, and we're going to spend our daily cooldown, or whatever you've stocked up, on ring rolling. And why are we doing it in this way? Well, everybody wants a pristine ring, a cut pristine onyx one, or you could even roll a diamond one too. Either one's good. And then we're rolling at cons that whatever perks we get, people are going to want it. Right? So in theory, we should be selling our Asmodeum for about 3,600 gold. And then if you just add the total cost of the other 3 you're going to buy, we'll say, you know, about 4,500 gold that you're spending for this, right, in cost. But you have the potential to craft rings that will sell for hundreds of thousands of gold if you proc that 600 legendary. Even anything in that 595 to 600 range is still typically going to sell for more than you would make on your daily Asmodeum cooldown in combination with what you would buy, right? So if I were to roll a blessed, refreshing with hardy ring, I can definitely at least make 150,000 gold off that. And that is the easiest money you have ever made just by making your daily cooldown. Now, the other one I'm going to talk about, it's not really a ton of profit. You could theoretically, and mine's not leveled up all the way, but you could start making glittering ebony. I'm going to say with all of my calculations, let me just pull up my sheet. What we're seeing here is we were only netting about 100 gold profit. It was costing about 1,000 between everything, the ironwood planks, the wildwood, the barb vine, the sandpaper, about 1,000 gold for a sale price of 1,100 gold total, meaning we would net about 100 gold, and on a 7-day period, that's only 700 gold. So it's not as worth. But what I will say is maybe you're bored, you know, you have some extra time on your hands, go gather up everything you need, right? It shouldn't be too difficult. You just cut a couple trees, you'll get some proficiency caches, you can get some of these in there, and you shouldn't have to worry. And then that's just free money in your pocket, right? That's money you didn't have to work for. I mean, you did have to do a little bit, but that you didn't have to spend your own gold for. So that's a really solid way. If you're bored, just go chop a couple trees. And again, with everything, this goes the same thing. You could theoretically put in the work to get all the materials and then craft everything per day. Sure, it's going to take more time, but you're going to have more gold in your pocket. So wood shop is another opportunity here if you really want to. I haven't taken advantage of it yet because I'm slowly doing the tree chopping grind to get up there so I can get my own ironwood. And now the last one, probably one of the most important ones, is going to be this stone cutting table. And it's not going to be for the daily cooldown. It's going to be for a weekly cooldown, and everybody knows it's going to be tuning orbs. So I will say, runestones, not really worth to craft to sell, right? So what are we going to do here? Runestones, we're looking, it's about the same thing as glittering ebony. It's costing us about 900 gold. We're only making about 1,000 on sales-ish, right? And some change. So if you want to and sell them that way, that's totally fine. Or what you can do is you can use your own runestones for your weekly crafts, and this is where the money's going to be made. For those of you who are not crafting Genesis and Lazarus keys and you are at level 60, you are doing it wrong and you are missing tons of gold opportunity. So the big thing is that we can craft 3 a week. It's going to take us a Genesis core, 5 runestone, an Asmodeum chisel, and this corrupted lodestone. Now, these Genesis orbs, you can craft 3 per week, and we can actually sell them. You don't trade them, but you can sell the runs. So when we're looking at our profit margin, all this corrupted lodestone, this comes from portals. So you are going to have to take some time throughout the week, hitting some portals. You're going to need 6 corrupted lodestone for this. You're going to need another 3 for Lazarus, and that's a total of 9 corrupted lodestone. You'll need, in addition to that, we're going to need a total of 4 chisels, and that's just some faction tokens and about 2k gold. So again, not too much. We'll need about 25 runestones between these two. And those runestones, again, they're 100 gold per. So if you want to buy them and not use your own and worry about crafting them, it's pretty cheap to do. That covers the majority, and the rest of what we'll need is just these random little runes and things to actually craft them, and then pretty much just moats. Now, I just want to talk about actually the rune stones here. So something else you should be doing per week is at least running Mangled Heights. Mangled Heights is going to drop these corrupted runes. Unless you want to pay 300 gold per, you can get 2 per day, so you can craft these at the end of the week once you have all 9 that you'll need. Otherwise, you can just pick them up. You'll still make a significant amount of profit, but that is something else you can do. So we'll craft our Genesis core here. And now we'll just craft our orb. We have everything, boom. So I've made this orb. How do I actually make money off of it? So again, I can make 2 more gen orbs and I can make a Laz orb. Now, what I think in cost, it should cost you about a total of, if you don't buy your runes and you farm everything up, and we'll say if you do buy your runes, this will be give or take, you know, remove about 2 to 3k off of the net profit here per week. But in cost with all that, 5,300-ish gold, you should be netting, depending on how you do this, a baseline of at least 18,000 gold. Now, how do we make that 18k between the 3? So what I would highly suggest you doing, and I'm saying 18k baseline, but this can be a ton more. So you sell spots. If anybody's not familiar with this, everybody sees, you know, Laz Gen Key, you know, whatever amount of gold. I sell my Genesis key spots for 2k a piece. So we'll say you can do one of 2 things. If you don't want to do the run at all, you can just flat out sell it for like 9, 10k, call it a day, right? You can just make like 30k off your orbs. But if you're a gamer like me, you want in on those. So you sell the other 4 slots, or something else you can do is you can join a group of 5, everybody brings a key and you run through them. Now this is the reason why. So when you sell those 4 spots, okay, you've made 2k per person, so that's 8k key. Now each boss in there is going to drop you about 300 gold, right? So you make some more profit there. There'll be ground loot drops, so you'll get ground gold, but then you'll also get random item chance. But the big one you're going to be getting is timeless shards. If you pull a solid timeless shard, you can sell those for insane money. We're going to be looking for anything light is going to sell for a lot except for light chest piece. So you're going to think, what is the max light loadout? Well, light helmet, medium chest, light gloves, light pants, and light boots are all going to sell for thousands of gold. And then on the medium side, if you're a maxed out medium, sometimes the heavy helmet, heavy chest will be going for a couple hundred. But we're going to be looking for light pants again. We're going to be looking for medium boots and medium gloves. All of those will sell for insane profit, but the best ones to get are the accessory ones. When I'm getting a ring one, I can sell that somewhere, depending at the time, 4,000 to 6,000 gold. Earring ones are in the thousands of gold, and necklace ones are also in the thousands of gold. Meaning, on all 3 of our own gen runs, we get the 8k baseline, all of the loot potential, all of the gold that drops off the ground, and then we have the chance to pull timeless shards to make even more gold profit. And that goes for Gen and Laz. When we're looking at Laz, and there's more timeless drops in Laz, the profit you would be getting, let's just pull up the key, because there's nothing too crazy on this. The things you need for the actual core, for the Lazarus core, these glowing spores and earth totems are cents, right? They're not like the runestones on the Genesis one, but you're going to end up needing about 50 earth motes, 10 death quints, life quints, and soul quints. You'll need pretty much it. You'll need your 10 runestone and Asmodeum chisel, and that will cost you about 3k to make. And you can just sell the key baseline if you were going to sell it for 9k profit. That's if we sell it for like 3k a slot to 4 different people, or if you sell the whole key, you can make about 15k. So just bump that price up a little bit. But I highly suggest running these expeditions to get the most gold possible. Stonecutting is one of the most important, but the best part is that we don't have to max it out. We can just get it to 150 and we can buy the rest. All right, everybody, so here's the TLDR. The first one we're going to be starting with is Asmodeum. So again, we can net about 1,500 gold profit a day, translating into about over 10k per week. And what we do with our Asmodeum is actually not sell it. This is the best way I think that you can make gold. I have 13 Asmodeum. I actually bought 3 of it, so that only costed me about 1,000 gold. And then I bought a pristine cut onyx, and then I'm gonna just throw in a sentry roll, and I am going to random roll a ring and pray for bis rolls or pray for something that I can sell for more than the 4,500 gold total on my Asmodeum. So let's see what we get here. So the ring I got wasn't great today. We got this 24 con slash damage bloodletting, but I'm still gonna be able to sell that for profit. Again, I play my Asmodeum like it's a lottery, right? I could have gotten a 600 best in slot, all kinds of stuff there, and somebody would have spent crazy money on it. Somebody will still buy this, I guarantee it. Pretty much all of your rings will be bought by somebody for some reason at the right price. So you're never really making a loss. You'll always have some profit line. So the best thing you can do with your Asmodeum is rolling it into that for the huge, huge, huge gold potential, or you can just sell it straight up. All right, next one. How do we make money making runic leather? Again, it's cheap. It's about 1,000 gold profit per day. You can typically just sell this, get the straight profit, or what you can do is you can save it up and do exactly what I just did with that Asmodeum into a piece of gear, just roll it straight con, and just keep your fingers crossed for a really solid roll that you can make a ton of money off of. I will say, again, I think it's better to do it with rings, but if you're all out and you're a gambler, 100% go for it. For leveling it up, it's super easy. Just buy all the mats. Again, sell them back as you level it up. It is a little intimidating, but feel free to sell what you buy so that you don't have as much of a profit loss. You don't have to keep what you craft. Same thing goes for weaving. That's how we're going to make money. Either save these up, do some crafts. You do need multiple things for them, but the Phoenix weave you can sell straight up, make again about 1,000 gold-ish profit per day, and you can net some really solid money. And if you want to craft anything, go for it. The same thing applies. Just buy what you need to level it up. Don't be afraid to sell it back. It is easy money. As far as wood goes, woodworking I don't have up yet, but the only way that woodworking is going to make you profit per week is if you farm up your own logs, you farm up all your own mats, and then you can sell, or at least if you do the wood and then buy the legendary stuff and then sell it, right? That's going to be the best for that. But now the ultimate gold maker is going to be stone cutting, and no, it's not selling rune stones. It is going to be through tuning orbs. So for instance, like I explained, the TLDR of this, I think you'll make the most profit by selling 4 slots in your runs. So we'll say something like Genesis. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2k per piece. That's 8k baseline. We get all of the gold drops in there. And then we get the potential for getting timeless shards. I don't have any great ones on me right now that are going to sell. These are all just backup extra ones that I have. But if you get a light piece or a medium chest piece, or a medium glove, a medium boot, or any accessory one, they will sell for crazy money. Some of the weapons sell for a couple hundred, some of the other off pieces sell for a couple hundred, but regardless, it's just more money in your pocket, and then you have the chance at increasing your expertise and getting more legendary drops. You can do this then with your gen keys, your las keys. You just buy everything that you need, and you're going to net some crazy, crazy, crazy profit. And you just have to go do some portals each week, get enough shards so that you can actually craft the orbs, and you have nothing to worry about. Now, so that's how you're going to make all your gold. Okay, this is the TLDR. You should be making about 50K just pretty passively per week by doing all of this stuff. Again, that's if you don't start just spending your money willy-nilly, but just the most passive 50K you can possibly make in this game just by doing a couple things, and it is very, very, very easy to level up your refining skills. Now, something I will note, how do we improve on this system? How can we best do things? Make sure to pick up a couple pieces of like refining gear, right? So I have the full tanner set. Tanner set's really cheap. I have a couple pieces of stone cutting, couple pieces of weaving. Throwing some of that on will yield you bonus proc chance. Having those bonus procs is just more gold in your pocket. The other big thing you can do to optimize things is simply just farm up the mats yourself. Again, if you have that time, go for it. Farm up the runes that you need for making like gen keys and all those little other bonus mats. It adds up. But this should be some of the easiest gold you can possibly do. If you really want to up your chances of getting more gold, what else can you do per day? I would do a world tour. World tours are a great way of doing everything. You need to go to each level 60 zones, so like Mines, Merc, they go Malev, Palace, Sirens, and Pools. You go to all the level 60 elite zones. All of those chests have chance to drop things like stacked decks, other trophy materials, 600 gear, all kinds of gold opportunities that will just yield more gold in your pocket. Trade skill gear goes for a ton of money, and you will be getting 50K plus a week, I promise, if you start doing some of these methods. So, as always, I hope that helps. It's definitely started to help me. What I wanted to say is I started at 200 gold 3 days ago. I'm now sitting at around 40K after I had bought my stuff for my ring, and it's just going to be easy money from here on out. It's going to be easy, easy, easy all the way to the top. And as long as you're not just spending your money willy-nilly, you're going to be making a ton of gold per week and be bathing in the gold, getting those BIS items, and doing everything you need to do in prep for the new patch coming and to get your character set for the time being, whether it's PvE and PvP. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. A little bit different. I hope this helps get some people started off on the right note as far as trade skills, as far as gold. It is a little daunting, but you can do it. I believe in you, and I want all of you to start making crazy gold too. As always, I appreciate every single one of you watching. If you want to leave a comment, connect with me, feel free to do so. If you want to, hit me up in Discord, join our Discord, send me a DM. I'll respond to whatever you have. Follow us on Twitch. We stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, starting at 10 to 11 a.m. Somewhere in that time, we'll stream for 5 hours, and that's Central Time. Follow our Twitter, our TikTok, all the socials. If you're interested in joining the company, feel free to hit me up on the game or in Discord. And if you are interested, I do have a Patreon. What do I do on my Patreon? I drop extra content, put out little clips of me playing other games, ask for advice, just kind of connect with everybody. And if you feel like you want to do that, by all means, go for it. I don't expect it. But thank you to all of my Patreons. Thank you, Jacob, Thuggius, Shane, Gil, Anarino, Jerome, Nathaniel, Thonar, Joseph, Tarvi, Generic Guy, Ronan, Ralph, Bob, Florian, Blue Beagle, GD, BJ Kitchens, Dexter, Rich, Rob, Josh, Michelle, Nade, Rich, and Peter. Thank you all for your direct support. But thank you to every single one of you just for watching. If you can keep doing that weird YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your grandma, your grandpa, I would appreciate it. But as always, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you, every single one of you, for being you.